That's my boy. He finally did it. That is what I heard my dad say as I was doing this healing hypnosis and I was going to the other side and I saw my dad on the other side. And it was at that moment that I realized I was doing something that was holding him back from his transition. And I'm going to dive into that, what that was, and into the story of it right after this. Don't go nowhere. Hey, it's Tony Fonte. How you doing? Welcome back. I help people on a spiritual awakening journey heal and become themselves again, awaken their genius, and then reconnect with that childlike curiosity, excitement, and joy and wonder, and manifest the life of their dreams from that place, from being them. All right, I'm going to dive into the story that I opened up with when I saw my dad on the other side as I was going through this healing hypnosis. And I saw my dad on the other side, and he was smiling. And he said, "That's my boy. He finally did it." And what did he mean by he finally did it? He meant he finally did it. He finally connected to his true power. He's finally experiencing who he is and then creating the life and helping people from that. He is in his highest version. That's what he was saying. I finally did it. I finally connected with me. But here's the story behind that. So if you haven't watched the video before, when I was talking about how I channeled, I dreamt that my dad was going to die, and then it didn't all make sense because sometimes those dreams don't. You just get enough and you got to translate it. So I asked guidance on what that dream meant. And then I channeled that he was going to die. And then they gave me the details of how he was going to die, when he was going to die. Well, I should say around the time that he was going to die. It was going to be after his birthday. And didn't know exactly when, but he was going to. And they kind of helped with the preparation and kind of helped me understand some things. And I channeled some things. And my dad confirmed those things that I channeled. And it was a very, really, really trying time to learn that, I knew he was sick and he was going to die at some point, but to learn that it was going to be soon, it was very heavy for me. And I remember going into meditation after that. And I go into meditation, and as I'm in meditation and I'm calming down, I'm connecting to the God within, and I hear this date. And the date was August 29th, which was 4 days after his birthday, which is interesting that I'm making this video. At the making of this video, maybe not when I post it, but the making of this video is his birthday, August 25th. And then that channel, it says it would be sometime after his birthday. And I went, I don't want to know anymore, because I could have. Is that the date that he's going to die? Is that the date he's going to begin his transition? I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And I remember hearing, Spider-Man's grandpa say, with great power comes with great responsibility. And I'm like, I don't know if I want this power to be able to have these psychic dreams, to be able to channel things and be a psychic, period, and a medium and all these other things. I was like, holy shit, there's a lot here. But anyway, and if you haven't watched that video, I'm gonna have a link below, and I'll also connect it to the end as well, so that you can go see that video. So I had that dream, and I was like, all right. And that was back in, I remember when it was, Mayish. I think I even said that back in the other bit. I'm like, I'm not quite sure when that was. It was a few months before this happened. So the week before he dies, I feel this knowing that I needed to do some more healing hypnosis work. So I reached out to my best friend Summer, and I said, hey, I have this feeling that we're supposed to be doing some more work. And she says, okay, great. What are we working on? And I said, I have no idea. I just know that we need to do some work. And I know that when we go in, that work will become a very, very present and very into the awareness of what we're going to be working on. And she says, all right. She's like, well, I could probably do it. I got this going on and this going on. I can't do it this week. I could do it, next week or the week after. Don't quite remember when that was. And I said, well, it's supposed to be this week. And I think this was on a Monday. It was on a Sunday when I mentioned that to her. It was on a Monday when we actually did the work. And I said, well, it's supposed to be this work. She said, well, I'm booked. I can't do it. And I said, all right, I'm just sharing with you what I feel. And we're supposed to do the work and it's got to be this week. But if you can't do it then, okay, great. And that evening, she messaged me and said, hey, I just had a cancellation for tomorrow. Do you want to do the work? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So the next day, this is on a Monday, that we go into the hypnosis. As we're starting to go into the hypnosis, and usually I go under really, really quick. But I went into a panic attack as she's doing the relax. I'm like, you're going into a hypnotic meditation and you're going into a panic attack. And I remember just feeling, hearts pounding and, I have all this fear going through, but I was really calm at the same time. So, but I'm just breathing through it, and we're just going in, and she gets to the point. She's like, all right, how do you feel? And I go, well, I'm in the middle of a panic. I said this nonchalantly. I'm like, well, I'm in the middle of a panic attack, but I feel pretty relaxed despite that. And she's like, oh, so then she's trying to get me to go deeper, to help release that panic, and it just kept making it worse. And I said, just go forward. It'll go away on its own. Instead of trying to force it to go away, making it worse, it'll just subside. And I didn't understand why I was having a panic attack. It was the first time that happened. It was really freaking weird. And I've had a couple since then, every time I go into deeper work, which is probably maybe from that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And not matter for this video. So we're going into work. We're doing this work. I'm getting messages. I'm channeling, because when we're doing those work and the way she does her work, you're connected. You are connected to your guide. You're connected to your higher self. You're connected to God because you are very open. You're past the resistance of the mind and the body. You are connected to the God within, which is also connected with the God without, or without on the outside. Because God is everything. We are God because we're manifested. But anyway, I can go on and on about that. And that's not the point of this message. So we're doing the work. We're doing some work. We're doing work. We're going through it. I'm getting messages. And she's getting messages through that at the same time. And we were an hour and a half into it. And so we're going, and all of a sudden I don't remember what was happening before that, and I don't even remember what the actual healing was going into leading to this point. But it was towards the end. It was like an hour and a half in. And then all of a sudden we're on Willy Wonka's elevator. The glass elevator that shoots up out of the top when Willy Wonka and everybody's in there, and Grandpa and is it Henry? Fuck, I don't remember his name. But you know what I'm talking about. Willy Wonka's elevator. You think I would know his name. So I don't think it's Henry though. Anyway, so we're in the elevator and we're shooting up. We're flying up. How Willy flies up like it's going right through the ceiling. And then my friend Summer, who's doing the actual hypnosis, she's over there. I can see her. She's over there hitting all the freaking buttons on the elevator, which was interesting because that was a message from the guides to her. She's pushing all these buttons. She's just doing this. This is what I see, is her pushing all these buttons. And I hear myself say, stop pushing the buttons, Summer. And she knew immediately what that message was for her. I had no idea what it was. I just saw her and said, stop pushing the buttons. So we shoot out the top of the building. And that is when I see my dad on the other side. We shot into the higher dimension. We are there. So that was like this catapult, this heavy ascension, just rapid ascension, ascending into our highest version, into our highest power, into my highest power, my highest version, fully experiencing my power, my gifts, and I'm standing there and we're in this elevator and I see my dad on the other side, and that's when he said, that's my boy. He finally did it. And here is what I felt and I heard in that moment. I can't believe it still gets me emotional. Probably because I still want this with him. I realized in that moment that I still had an attachment to my dad, which was actually holding him back from transitioning over. And I felt I had this attachment, and I heard and felt, you're holding him back. You want to have this relationship with him here in this lifetime that you've always wanted with him. As you're healing and he's working through, and you're going through all this generational stuff. You want this relationship with your dad here, but he can't have it here. He has to transition over in order to have the relationship with you. It's not going to be physical, spiritual to physical, spiritual to spiritual is what it's going to be. He is so shackled. He's so in his hell that he just can't. And he has to transition over in order for you to have the relationship. And here I am holding on to my dad in somewhat of a selfish way. Because I wanted that relationship with him here. I wanted to experience it here in the physical. And here I am being told, no, it's not possible for him. It's going to be from the other side. And I do. He visits. And it was at that moment that I did this healing work to let go of the attachment. Because my dad did love my brother and I. He loved my mom. He just didn't know how to show love, and I've had conversations with him on that too. He loved us. So my attachment to him, he wanted to try and stay here. But he couldn't. It was time for him to go. And I was holding him back from going because I just wanted that relationship with him. And I went through the process of letting go of that attachment to him. Saying I'm sorry for holding you back. Telling him I love him. And said, Dad, you're free to go. I cried a lot. And then we came up out of the meditation, out of the hypnosis. And it felt good. It felt so much better. And I want to tell you the power of doing this work. I want to tell you the power of attachments that we have with people and things and outcomes that not only prevent them from being them and doing what they're meant to do, but it also prevents those things and people from moving into our lives when we have these attachments. This is the fucking crazy magical power of attachments and amazing power that we have energetically, that we are. That was Monday evening. Or Monday afternoon, doesn't matter. It was Monday, that Monday. So on Tuesdays, I would go out and check on my dad and I would go shopping for him. Because he was sick, couldn't do it. And I would clean his house, do the cleaning I had to do. So that Tuesday, I went out to go check on him and do these things. And when I walked into the house, I found my dad on the floor. He was alive. He died a week later, a month sooner than what I channeled, than what I dreamt. By me cutting that cord and letting go of that attachment to him, it shifted my timeline and it shifted his timeline. And he left sooner. That's the power we have. I found my dad on the floor. It's like when I did that work and I cut that attachment cord, it dropped him. And of course, I didn't know this consciously because I'm like, Dad, transition when you're ready. When you're ready, you're ready. It's unconscious. And through the work of my amazing best friend, Summer, and my own work that I do, and our combined work, and me being able to feel that something needed to be done, we uncovered this magic, this unconscious belief, this unconscious spiritual energetic attachment, and I let him go. And now he comes every so often to guide me to that power that I am. And you have guides and loved ones and your higher self who who are guiding you to the power that you are. Let me know what resonated with you, the story, what stood out to you, what came up for you. I'd love to hear from you. Do you have anyone that's transitioning on your end? And maybe you felt that on your end, or maybe they already did transition, but you're still holding on to that in the physical. I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Love you all. All right, if you want to dive deeper, I just step back. If you want to dive deeper and learn more about awakening your genius, about becoming yourself again and getting back to that childlike sense of wonder and joy and excitement and curiosity and questioning and being able to have fun with the excitement of creating and manifesting the life you desire and you love, the life of your dreams, just by being you, then I invite you to take a look and learn more about my Awaken Your Genius community. Communities of like-minded people that are on this healing journey, on this journey, the spiritual awakening journey to becoming themselves again and doing just that. And supporting you and cheering you on and having high energy people working on that, supporting you and cheering you on. And also having access to me with intuitive healings and Reiki and all these other tools and experiences that I have used myself and experienced and have access to all of that. You can find the details in the link below. If it interests you and resonates with you, I'd love to see you in there. Talk to you soon.